is up, guys? HTG Brian back with more Funko Fusion. Next up, we got Masters of the Universe Level 5 Scare Mare Fun Play. And we are back at it. That's right. Expect more videos coming from us regarding Funko Fusion as the much-needed update has actually happened. See, back in December, we found a bug in this next level and reached out to 1010 Games, and we were assured that it would be fixed soon. Unfortunately, it's been 6 months, but they finally dropped the old vinyl requirement from 80 to 30. They also fixed the chests, which were not dropping the large orbs, so now there's plenty of vinyl to go around, and we should be able to go ahead and complete the next mission. So we're going to head on over to the final spot of Masters of the Universe, which happens to be Scare Mare. As you can see here, our highest so far was 32K. Knowing we needed 80, that seemed pretty outrageous, but we've gone ahead and removed all cutscenes and non-essential gameplay, but here we are. We've officially began. If you have not already swapped on over to number 5, we suggest you do that now, and as soon as you leave, hang a hard left and look up against the wall, and you'll find the old amber fossil chilling there. Now we're going to go ahead and advance and trigger a cutscene, but again, we have removed that. All right, next up, we're going to go ahead and focus on the baddies. They're going to drop down from up top. One of these guys should be the red orb baddie, so go ahead and irradi all baddies. That's right, collect as much of that vinyl as possible, and keep an eye out for the old glowing red. There he is! He's officially shown his face. We're going to go ahead and give him the old cha-cha-cha-cha, and of course, he's going to drop that red Protopart, which we will pick up as soon as the coast is clear, and take it on over to the red Proto machine here. Go ahead and slam dunk this bad boy. Being that this is level 5 of the area, it should be the 5th and final part to give us the Sword of the Ancients. That's right. Woo to the hoo-hoo. All right, we're going to double back a little bit, and you might have noticed that there was a Venus flytrap just before the cutscene was activated. We're going to go ahead and blast that guy and move over to the right-hand side, right below where the baddies drop down from, and find number 2. Now, number 3 is actually right around the corner here, and you can see it nestled up against these blue bricks. We're going to recommend you take out these boxes here, because we're going to come back in a few minutes and take on the old 4-lever puzzle here. And as we run by the old vinyl tube, you should see number 4 of the Venus flytrap. So earlier, we suggested that you switch on over to number 5. If you haven't done that, it's going to be pretty essential in order to advance this next section here. And boy, it's so lovely to see those chests pop in the large orbs, because that was a big problem for the last 6 months. They were not presenting themselves, just the little tiny guys, which again did not add up to be enough. All right, in through the secret entrance there, we just blasted some boxes and walked into the far room. We're going to find the 5th and final Venus flytrap. Go ahead and pop that off. And over to the left, there is a mold machine. So we're going to go ahead and mold ourselves a portal. We're going to drop it and set it right on the old arrows out front here and activate it with the other portal up above, giving us access to the tippy top. There you can see we've got our 5 of 5 Venus flies, and booyakashow, we've got ourselves our first silver crown for this area. Just to the left, we're going to find the KFC Bucket hiding behind a couple of barrels. So go ahead and ground pound, or butt slam, as we like to say, and go ahead and remove those and collect the KFC Bucket. Get your nom-noms on. Nice little greasy finger-licking good chicken, right? That's the good stuff. To be honest with you, I think I've mentioned this in previous videos. I cannot do KFC. It makes me sick to my stomach. I do believe they have onions in their recipe, which is just a no-no for Brian. All right, back in this secret room, we've got a chest. We're going to pop it open, but immediately get hit with the purple goo, which indicates that we've got some baddies that need to be irradiated. So we'll go ahead and actually, we're going to hide in here and sort of take cover and let them advance to us, taking them down one by one. And you'll hear a nice little sound, which we just got, and that'll indicate that the chest is officially ours. So we'll go ahead and pop it open, grab our silver crown. That is 2 down, only 5 more to go. It actually happens pretty fast. We get most of the stuff done before we do the final boss battle, but we actually have one task at the end. All right, grab the red crystal on the ground and slam dunk it onto the old pillar in the next room. Next, we're going to need a laser-wielding character. We always recommend Starbuck, as he seems to be our favorite guy with the laser. And now we've got 3 funny angles here that we need to take on. So this first one, we're going to stand just on the side of this rock here. You're going to have to nudge it around a little bit. Once you find the sweet spot, just keep tapping, pa-pow, 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 and fill that meter up. Next, we're going to raise this monolith up, and we should have access to the other 2 pew-pews. Now, this was a little bit of a funny angle. I think I return to this one in a second. I think I go to the other side and take out the first one behind me here. And this one is a little bit easier. Again, we want to stand like right off to the side of the rock on the ground. I don't know if those were intentionally put there for like guides, but they seem to work pretty well. Now, there's about to be a little bit of a hiccup there. I spent about 5 minutes trying to get this angle right, and I finally got it. I actually stood on the rock off to the right-hand side, and it worked perfectly. Once all 3 of those laser pads have been filled up, it should give power to the old chest, and look at that. You know the rest. Go ahead and slam it a few times, grab as much vinyl as possible. I still have a little PTSD from not being able to get 80, so I'm like, you know, got to get them all, got to get them all. All right, back to the mold machine. We're going to actually craft ourselves a bounce pad and take it out to the second, I guess we'll call it a pillar. I'm not sure. It's kind of an overhead thing here. We'll go ahead and bounce on it. Booyaka Shao, Foxxo part, chilling up there, ready for us to grab. Now we'll make our way back. There should be a silver chest sitting here on the side ledge. We'll go ahead and pop that open. Collect another silver crown. This is just a find and open chest. And, of course, grabbing all the vinyl on the ground as well. Now, I'm looking at my vinyl count going, you know I need 30, but I'm not even to 20 yet. And we're getting pretty far into this level, so take out any and all things in the area that makes you feel a little bit more confident in your vinylage. And then switch your character on over to Childs. Now, you could always just mold yourself one of those propane tanks. Those will do the job as well, but we find the flamethrower to be much easier and user-friendlier. Go ahead and melt the ice inside this little castle part here. And Booyaka Shao, inside we got the green Protopart. We'll go ahead and collect all the vinyl, grab that greenie, and slam dunk it right next. They made this one way too easy as far as the travel stuff goes. But look at that, we got a soda. Lock. More stuff from the green. You know, we haven't really used much of that. You can see we got 8 cans of soda in there, but not something we find ourselves using very often. All right, Freddy Funko is in the house. That's right, we've got a groovy door, as old Dougie likes to call them. And we'll go ahead and blast it off, and inside there should be another silver chest with a crown waiting to be found. So we'll go ahead and rip it open, collect it. Thank you very much. All right, next up we have the 4-lever chest here. We've got 1 switch there, 2 switch there, 3 switch there, and the 4th and final one is up top on this little mountain climb here. So we'll go ahead and take the expedition first, get all the way to the top, which we recommend starting up here and dropping down and flipping the other 3 below. It just seems to be a little bit easier and less time consuming. Although this one on the side, you do have to jump up and kind of climb up the wall a wee bit, but there should have been 8 to 10 seconds left. And Booyaka Shao, we've got Silver Crown number 6. So that just leaves the vinyl tube and, of course, the boss battle. So we're going to go ahead and flip on over to Mr. He-Man himself, because we got 2 gold items that need to be shattered. Now, we did just uncover that ancient sword, which we could have probably gone to the old red proto machine and molded or crafted one of those, but He-Man is just as easy. Now, the first one reveals a purple chest, which is sort of the mission or story-based bit. So it has a fuse in it, which we're going to need to go ahead and activate some jolters up top. And but before we do that, let's go ahead and grab a portal, which can be found in the mold machine behind the gold bricks number 2. All right, so portal placement is important as we want it to be close to the purple goo collection tube, and it's just going to help save us some hassle later. We're also going to want a laser-wielding character. This is going to help us blast the bits off of Mare up top and make sure that we get at least 10 every time. The last thing you want to do is have to do this process more than 3 times. Essentially, you can get 10 pieces of purple goo, which, in fact, let's go ahead and open up the tube right now so we can go ahead and collect it easily. We'll grab the fuse and activate up top on one of the towers. It doesn't matter which one, they all have a fuse placement and a shocker. So we'll place the fuse there, we'll go ahead and get our shock on and immediately start blasting. You can see the purple goo dropping. Now what we're going to do is grab the fuse and wait patiently till he does the ground pound. Once that green cloud has gone by, we're going to go ahead and go through the portal, drop down, collect as much of that purple goo as possible. And if all things go as planned, you should get 10 and slam dunk it into the purple tube. And we're going to repeat this process. We're going to pick up the old fuse. Well, there's a couple of bad guys you can deal with as well. Pick up the fuse, go back through the portal, but switch it to another tower first. So just simply look up at one of the other portals and hit the triangle button, or Y, depending on the platform. It may vary, and that should activate the next tower. And up top, we got some baddies. You can go ahead and spend some time and take them out. As you can see, it wasn't working out very well for me, so I'm just going to go ahead, wait for my gun to charge up, and take out Mr. Scare Mare himself, Skeletor, and Booyakashow. He's going to go ahead and fly up in the air, and you got to be patient. You want to make sure that he's actually going to come by you before you launch the old shocker. And, of course, hit him immediately. That laser gun certainly helps get the job done quickly. Wait for the ground pound. Once the green cloud has gone by, go through the portal, drop the fuse, collect as much of the purple goos as possible, and then make your way back over to the collection tank. For me, I'm going to take out the remaining baddies just to kind of get them off my stuffs. And Booyakashow. Slam dunk another 10-piece. All right. So, got to repeat this process one more time. Let's grab the fuse. Switch the portal to another tower top, which is presenting to be a little bit of a problem for me for some reason. Sometimes this does this. I don't know if it's user error or if there's something at the game. Again, doesn't not matter which portal you choose as long as it's one that you haven't already used. All right, we're up top again. We're going to go ahead and shoot him to activate his flying sequence. Once he gets close to our shocker, we'll go ahead and activate it and repeat this process one last time. Now, if you notice, we're still at 25,000 vinyl. We're way short of where we need to be. We need 30,000. Now, there's plenty of stuff to shake down and collect, but we're not going to have to worry about that because this final section here, we're going to be able to give him the old pew, pew, pew and take down quite a bit of vinyl from him once we get that gold tubes. All right, so we've got through the portal. We've dropped our fuse. We're going to collect the purple goos. Take it back to the collection tank, and, of course, drop it in, and hopefully we got another 10-piece. And spoiler alert, we did. Now you just got to wait about 15 seconds or so until it turns from purple to gold. Now it's gold, but it hasn't turned on the activate button yet. For some reason, there's a little bit of an extended delay. There we go. The activate button has presented itself. We have gone ahead and completed the meter. And we should be getting a cutscene. Yep, there we go. Cringer is officially in the house. Now we've got old Starbuck here with his laser gun. As you can see, it's working quite efficiently until it gets to the end of its clip, and then it slows down its pace. Now you can go ahead and reload the gun, or just continue to pew, 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 pew at that slower rate. Either way, we have way more than what we needed in order for the 30,000. In fact, you can see we just got like 40,000 just from taking him out here. It's kind of wild how much they've changed this. It was very much against the player's favor. Now it's very much in favor of the player. So he's down on the ground. We're going to go ahead and make our way to the vinyl tube over here and fill it up. 30K, no problem. Got that and then some. In fact, we even had enough to fulfill the 80K from before. But that's because the chests were dropping the larger orbs, and they seem to beef up the amount of vinyl dropping from the battle there. That's going to go ahead and do it as far as collectibles go, though. So walk on over to Eddie and say your final words as he will go ahead and zip out of here. See ya. And it's just up to us to grab this crown, which now after the update, I've noticed the crowns are not, they're not very, they're a little see-through. I'm not sure why that is. I'm guessing that's going to change. The PC version actually is missing some things too. So I feel like there's going to be another update to fix the update soon enough. But, hey, I can't complain. They fixed my issue. We got all 7 of the crowns. We got the KFC, the Foxxo body part, the Amber Fossil, and, of course, both the red and green Proto parts. So we are good to go. All right, here we are back in the old Funko Factory Hub world for Masters of the Universe. But guess what? We've completed this. So let's go ahead and drop down a level to the Hot Fuzz area, which this first level, Primetime Crime, has a couple of collectibles that are actually pretty unorthodox on how you get them. A little bit of misdirection, if you will. So we'll be happy to show you where they are and what to do in the next video. But hey, that's going to go ahead and do it for me in this one. If you haven't already, please check us out at HappyThumbsGaming.com. We got HTGmerch.com available as well. But as always, until next time...